I would say that I'm a pretty humble kid. I don't really need anything, and I can quite suffice with anything when I get for Christmas. I basically can suffice with just some basic clothes, some socks, or some kind of a robot that my brother will play with for like 2 days, never touch it ever again. I like the peace of the holidays and especially Christmas. But this year was something different. I decided to go full out when it comes to one kind of sport. I always wanted to get into some kind of a martial art, whether it was karate, judo, kickboxing, or regular boxing. I wanted to start doing something. And many people advised me online to start with boxing since it was the most easiest one. And of course, so I got myself a nice punching bag. And when my father and I installed it, like 3 days after Christmas, properly, I started to do it like there was no tomorrow. I instantly searched up on the internet a lot of videos from professional boxers about how to learn the basics, and I found many cool videos, but I decided to start binge watching this 50-minute long Bible. It is literally the boxing Bible, and it is really good. I've watched that video one time now, and I'm planning to do it like 10 other times, because of course, whenever you read a book, you really just consume probably like 40% of the knowledge. But as you continue to reread it, then of course you pick up so many small details that you never even knew were there in the first place. You start to notice them better, you read them smoother, and you actually process them way better since all of the proper information has been already digested and you can finally move on to the smaller details. And so, that 50-minute long video, I decided to split it for myself into 5 10-minute long sections that I will do each and every single day. So, yeah, on one day I would do one 10-minute section, on the other 10-minute section, you understand. And as I finally completed this cycle for the first time, I imagined myself being victorious in a literal boxing match. I literally imagined myself like a couple of months down the line, when I will have the money, when I will actually have the free time to go into a ring, when I would be actually, properly trained myself, when I would actually knew how to box properly and beat up my opponent. I literally imagine myself hitting a knockout in an orthodox pose and quite literally beating the shit out of my opponent and dominating the entire ring, and everybody would be looking at me with their jaw dropped. But then I got humbled very quickly. You see, I kind of messed up the foundation when it comes to my stance and when it comes to my punching techniques. I won't go into many details because that will take a long time to explain, but basically I messed up the stance a little bit, the punching techniques, my walking technique, and I didn't notice it the first time that I was watching this video. But the second time that I was watching it, I noticed it instantly. And of course, adjusted instantly, but yeah, it was a huge shock. Like, I've been working on this for the past 5 days. How could I have not noticed this? And then I imagine myself literally being in the ring once again, but this time losing. Like if I was a true noob, which I really was. I'm still training boxing for less than a week. So what can you expect from me? Of course, I'll continue to redo this video and rewatch all of those 10-minute long sections, like 10 extra times, of course. Like David Goggins, the man that literally had all of these different symptoms that nerfed him throughout his entire life. He still got into Navy SEALs, and he did it by reading the manual, or I don't exactly remember how the book was called, but he had to rewrite the entire book 14 times. And that book was like 500 pages long, just to engrave it into his memory, because of course, he forgets very quickly. And yeah, just for the discipline also, he needed to do all of that. So of course, I don't expect myself to learn everything from that video and learn each and every single small detail on the first try. No, you have to keep going, you have to get up, and you have to try again. And you need to watch it at least 14 times, just like David Goggins. I don't care if it takes me months. This is a long term goal that I want to fulfill for the future, and damn sure I will do it. But then I thought about the 99% of people, and me in the past. If me in the past was watching this, like me from 3 years ago when I was at my lowest, he would have he would have thought to himself, boy, what the fuck are we doing? I messed up on all of this? No, I was supposed to know this. What, what, what went so wrong? I, I don't understand. Whatever, I'll just go watch some YouTube. This is exactly what I would have told myself 3 years ago. Because I know right now I'm saying it like it is truly nothing. Because it is to me right now. But to the 99% of people, messing up on the stance, which is literally the first thing that you were taught in the video, and thinking to yourself that you're such a big boss because you went through all of this, can really demolish your ego. But there are two types of people in this world: the ones that let this realization break them, and the ones that let this realization absolutely make them into the best possible version of themselves that they can become in this life. And so you have to realize that until you're dead, all defeat is psychological. Until you are literally physically dead and you leave this world, then of course all defeat is psychological. Engrave that into your memory, because this realization and this mindset shift and this right here will help you with achieving anything. You will never give up when you actually realize just how insignificant all of these thoughts, thought processes are. You will realize that they don't have that much power over you, that they're just chemical shifts inside of your brain. It is serotonin lowering itself, and it is all these other hormones of anger getting raised up inside of you. It is the stress hormone, the sadness hormone getting rushed into your brain. But does that actually matter? Does that matter for your long-term growth? Do you actually want to be a slave to the hormones inside of your brain? These same hormones that keep you complacent in your life, that keep you fapping like a little complacent pig, that keep you hooked on the internet, on YouTube, on social media, on video games. These are the same hormones. They are literally nerfing you and stopping you from becoming the best possible version of yourself. And of course, as we know, the human body can build up resistance to anything, even to these hormones. Like, there are literally people out there, I don't know their exact names, but they literally take snake venom and they eject it into themselves, or they consume it in some kind of a way, and they build up tolerance towards it. Look it up. I'm sure there are people out there who are just like that. I've heard about them before. And there are also people, and you can just see it also with people eating spicy food. Of course, you slowly build up the tolerance, and you can do this exactly with these hormones inside of your head through, of course, leveling up your willpower, and most importantly, the skill of forgiving yourself and embracing the long-term future. Does this small mistake of you messing up your stance literally once on January 2nd, 2025 really matter for all of the 80 years that you're gonna be alive? Does this one insignificant second in this one insignificant day in the long term really matter? And will this affect your long-term growth? Of course it won't. But I know your discipline and your willpower and your productivity isn't really that leveled up. So you must learn how to forgive yourself. And I know that the regret can get really painful. And I know that it can feel like you wasted a lot of your time, which, yeah, but trust me, you didn't waste a single second. It is all inside of your head. Let me tell you, brother, the thing that you feel is bad truly isn't. Because you see, our opinions as human beings of what is bad or what is good is completely dependent on two polar spectrums. What I'm talking about is that nothing is truly good or bad in this world. It is that our subconscious mind determines what it is based on our past experiences and what is good for us as human beings. It, if it is fulfilling our primal desires, which is sex, feeling good, eating food, you understand what I'm trying to say. All of these things, that's all of these life tests that stop us from feeling these primal desires are what us our subconscious mind basically says it's a bad thing. So when you get all of when you get all of these negative thoughts that you messed up, that you embarrass yourself, of course, it has to do something with the sex primal desire, because of course, if a woman saw you make that mistake, of course she would laugh at you a little bit, and yeah, that would hurt your ego. But of course, she isn't there in the first place. And anything that is in your subconscious mind and that doesn't benefit you should go away. So why don't you get rid of it? Yeah, sure, you wasted your time a little bit, but are you gonna really classify that as you wasting your time? Or are you gonna embrace it and see it as a past chapter of your life that you can look back on and that you can analyze and that you can get all of these life lessons from and you can finally use them for the future? You literally didn't waste a single second. I see it. I see it as an absolute win. You must forget the regret and think that and you must remember that there's a huge future ahead of you that is never gonna end. You must remember that all of this life is just a test to see if you can truly make it. So you must forgive yourself and let go of that negative energy and embrace the far future. You must embrace yourself in the far future and imagine yourself months down the line when you have all of that mastered, when that singular second doesn't matter to you anymore. That's exactly what I want you to think about from now on. Don't think of anything as a bad thing. Just think of it as a life lesson. Think of it as something that you can bounce back on. Think about it as something that you can look back on and sharpen it like a true sword, because it is a life lesson that you can use decades down the line when you get more and more successful. Okay? If you want to join a community where we discuss our mental health and full of like-minded men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day to surpass you in the race of men, but at the same time, they will be like your true, blood-bonded brothers with whom you can talk about any kind of topic and any kind of life lesson that you wish, and they will give you life advice on it like there's no tomorrow. Then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I know that if you're watching videos like these and willing to take action, that you have way more potential than you think you have. So please, harness it and join us on the path towards greatness. I know that you'll find your place in there. But besides that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you want, join the email list in the description and get yourself a free book about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. If you want to learn about healthy mindsets that will guarantee you success in the long term and in the short term by mending your mental health and bring you on the right path, no matter what, no matter the life test, no matter the goal, then I highly suggest that you should go check out Timeless Reader's Mindsets in the description. It is truly something life-changing, and you would be a fool to miss out, especially with the discount that is happening over there right now. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you